Assalamualaikum.
सादिया कंफर्म करें फेसबुक पे लाइव आ गया। कंफर्म करें तो मैं भी स्टार्ट कर देता हूँ। आ गया जी, थैंक यू। Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. From the Pakistan Society of Civil Engineers, we warmly welcome all participants, including those joining us on Facebook. This is lecture number 70, part of our monthly series of lectures that has been ongoing since 2020. Though through these lectures, PSC aims to provide both young and experienced engineers with the latest knowledge across various civil engineering disciplines. And I hope you will learn a lot from today's lecture also, which is, though it is not directly a lecture connected with the engineering issues, it is a general lecture which will tell you what, when you will come in the practical field, what does the employers require from young and experienced engineers. So before I introduce the speaker to you, it's my responsibility to read out the rules of this webinar. Number one, all registered participants for CPD points have to appear live on webcam. However, for the ladies, we have an exception. They have the choice. If they want, they can keep their faces covered. But in any case, they have to appear live on the webcam. During the lecture, microphone of all the participants except that of the speaker shall remain in mute position. At the end of the lecture, there will be a question answer session of 20 minutes. And as all of you are already aware that we cannot allow asking questions through the microphone. It has to be typed in the text box, and I will read those questions. Inshallah, the speaker would be pleased to answer all your questions. The only thing I just forgot to ask our speaker whether how he would like to go with the question answer session, slide by slide or at the end of the lecture. So here, could you tell me?
Yeah, I always welcome questioning in between too, because I feel that people's questions and queries must be answered right then it is more good for the lecture to be understood properly. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you will have to type your questions in the text box, and I will decide when to ask which question. Thank you. Now we will come to the introduction of the guest speaker. As you know, our guest speaker is Engineer Suhail Kibriya, and he delivers regularly the lectures at the platform of PSCE and is also a founder member of PSC. He has more than 40 years of practicing experience in Pakistan and abroad, and has been involved extensively in research and development also. Mr. Kibria obtained his bachelor's degree in civil engineering in 1980 and master's degree in geotechnical engineering in 2004, both from UET Lahore, Pakistan. In between, he studied at Lahore University of Management Sciences, which is commonly known as LUMS, and Pakistan Institute of Management, PIMS, to earn a handful of diplomas. He has worked in many countries and attended a host of seminars, workshops, conferences in Pakistan, in Malaysia, South Korea, Nepal, UK, France, UAE, Oman, KSA, that is Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia, Kazakhstan. There's a long list, and he has almost worked, I think, in dozens of countries. He has gained rich technical working experience on diverse projects, including nuclear power plants, irrigation, hydraulic works, dams, sewerage, and drainage works, hydropower projects, water supply, highways, motorways, buildings, airports, bridges, in all the countries which I have named, and there are a few others also where he have been visiting for to cater for his assignments. Mr. Kibria has served as Vice President and Head of Research and Development at NESPA, and now serving as a Director Technical and Quality Control at Pakistan Engineering Services. He is an author of over 70 research papers which have been printed and presented in conferences, seminars in Pakistan and abroad. He is also visiting faculty of UET Lahore, FAST University, Lahore, adjunct faculty of MCE Risalpur, member ASRB, PGRC, and IAB of many universities, approved research reviewer, and he's an approved research reviewer of HEC and approved trainer of PEC. He is an avid speaker delivering lectures at all technical fora and is affiliated with host of societies, including American Society of Civil Engineers, IEP, PE Congress, PGES, which is Pakistan Geotechnical Engineering Society, and PSCE. I now invite Sohail Kibria to please take the floor and start with this lecture. Thank you. Sohail, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tahir Sultan, for such a detailed introduction. Assalamu alaikum to all the participants. So, first of all, I will tell something about
Gentlemen, please mute your microphones. All participants are requested to mute their microphone so that speaker can deliver his lecture smoothly. There should be no intervention. Thank you.
First of all, as has been told to you, I have a good long experience of interviewing, recruiting young and other experienced engineers at different formations in engineering university, at NESPAC, in Public Service Commission. So I have had the opportunity of interacting with the young engineers from different universities, from different backgrounds. So whatever I'm going to talk today is going to be on the basis of the experience that I've gained here regarding the requirements of the employers and regarding the state of affairs of the young engineers. Now, just a minute. It is just not working. Let me check again. I will stop share and I will share again because it was not working. Let us see. I think it should start working. I think screen is visible to you. Yeah. Is it okay? I think I'm audible and screen is visible. Okay.
You are audible.
Thank you.
And Working. Thank you.
Okay, so the whole engineering conundrum in which the humans are involved and the engineering process, and there are expectations of the employers and the expectations of the employees all. So it will be tried to be covered up today under different heads, under different domains. I'll be giving a little introduction about the lecture, about the topic itself. I will give a brief account of my professional journey to let you know that how I'm able to achieve this level from the level of a very junior person. What are your main hopes for the young people? What are the fears in your minds? What are your latent weaknesses? Maybe you are aware sometimes of your weaknesses and maybe you are not. And likewise, you have some many good strong points and maybe you are not aware all the time, many, and maybe you are aware too. And how to become a good personal manager. What is a good personal manager? To become a good engineer, to meet the expectations of an employer in a good way. What do the employers require here in Pakistan and abroad? What is the worldwide trend? It will be covered. What is the entrepreneur engineer and enterprising engineer? How to become that? Some interesting facts I'll highlight, and what the future demands now in the light of the modern trends from engineers, because the things are changing and new things are coming up which could we never think 10, 20 or 30 years ago. So engineering with time is becoming complex. So we know that it's not application of the plain engineering skills which are taught at the universities. You see, of course, it is required that engineers should have a high intelligence quotient, and normally they do have. You see, regardless of their percentage of CGPA, they are intelligent people in general most of the time. And the profession demands and the employers demand that they should be excellent in engineering skills too. Okay, so high IQ or intelligence and good engineering skills, of course. These have to be there to be a good engineer, but that is not sufficient. That will remain insufficient if one doesn't have these things like emotional quotient, good emotional quotient, indicating you see how you cope in the emotional situations which trigger emotions, the social ability of interaction, the social quotient, how adverse situations are tackled, adversity quotient, and the interpersonal skills, including the communication skills and other important things which are concerned with the interpersonal skills. So they are the real requirement today also. I would say a lot of score, a lot of weightage goes towards the development of these skills which are clearly outside the technical field. So what it is felt by the employers that despite 4 years of education, maybe some little experience or no experience as one can be considered at the entry level too, the engineers are without experience, you see, or with very little experience. So they are like an infant, a small baby in the big field of engineering. So my purpose is to highlight the requirements of becoming a good engineer, to clear up your minds, to enlighten your minds, and to bring forth those things which should be in your mind to become a good engineer and to meet the requirements of the employer in the practical life. You see, there are different kinds of employers also. The situation becomes more complex. There are government bodies, there are military organizations which hire engineers, there are civil bodies, there are contractors, there are consultants, and there are, you see, people who have them in the mind that after some experience, they will become entrepreneurs. So there are a host of requirements meeting to meet these different conditions. Now let me tell you briefly that what has been my professional journey. This will, the purpose to tell this is that you young guys should stay flexible and perseverant and tolerant and resilient yet ambitious. You see, in fact, I tell you, during school days, if some of my colleagues who were with me during the school time, maybe they know or maybe they don't know. I wanted to join Pakistan Army during my school days because I got my initial education at Government Central Model School, Lower Mall, Lahore, where before National Cadet Corps, there used to be Junior Cadet Corps, JCC, 2 years compulsory military training in 9th and 10th. So I was really attracted towards that, having disciplined drill and wearing neat and pressed clothes and shining shoes and this and that. Anyway, I was a very young boy at that time. What more do you expect from a 14, 15 years of age of boy? But of course, you see, in our culture in Pakistan, it is a family requirement. You see, in the past, during my age, the generation I belong to, the family requirement used to overrule, you see, other things, the choices. So that was simply not accepted by the family. Then later, during my studies at college, I developed a lot of interest in physics. I was not allowed, which is the closest field to physics. I was not allowed. And since there was a family background of presence of some very senior civil engineers as my uncles, so I was told that that is the right field. So I joined Department of Civil Engineering and started studying, and my prime interest there was structural engineering, and number two was geotechnical engineering, used to be called soil mechanics during my days, foundation engineering, soil mechanics. But again, the university wanted to hire me, you see, as a lecturer in the subject of soil geotechnical engineering or soil mechanics. They didn't have a vacancy in the field of structural engineering, despite my good skills. So after joining this field, I didn't know that whether I'm going to be a successful engineer or not. But by and by, I developed a lot of interest. So you see, with flexibility, with resilience, where I stand today, I rose from a junior engineer to the vice president of NASPAC in the field of geotechnical engineering. And in Pakistan Engineering Services, also, you see, I practice geotechnical engineering and you see, other skills, you see, which are the communication skills, and you see, a review of top review of designs and everything, top advice. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you from my small example that you should think that whatever opportunity you get with happiness or with under compulsion, to adopt that and to start working with diligence in that, and you will inshallah gain success in that. Don't get demotivated that you didn't get the field or subjects of your choice in your profession, in your career. This is a big message I just want to give you. Allah has given us a lot of flexibility, a lot of tolerance, and you see, we can adapt according to so many different situations. That is a very big message. So what Albert Einstein said, you see, about the difference between scientists and engineers. So this is a good starting point for you too, also a source of pride. That scientists, the pure scientists, they would investigate the nature, what is already there, the hidden principles of nature, but they already exist. And on the contrast, the engineers, you see, they create the things which were not existing before. So that is the difference, you see. The challenge for engineers is the creation, you see, with the ideas of the sciences, turning those into the practical reality. That is, you see, your direction. So I have selected this as a prologue of this talk today, that for you guys, the motto should be, I do not know everything. Of course, we all including myself and some very experienced people, we don't know, even at a very veteran stage, at a very mature stage, we do not know everything. But the real joy is to accept the challenge of knowing something new. So we should never be afraid, including you young people, of learning new things, of entering into new fields. And you should never say that I will not be able to do because I've never done this earlier. Put your effort, find the ways to learn the new things. So I do not know everything, but I can do virtually anything. I think you would agree. Now, another thing which I've felt is that the fresh engineers, they do feel that they don't know much to meet the challenges and the very big towering requirements of this field of engineering. And I'm talking of civil engineering in particular, undergoing a lot many changes in the field of designing, modeling, construction, performance monitoring, materials, this and that. So actually, at any stage of life, you guys do know something and you focus yourself on what you know, then focusing on that what you don't know. And this principle is good, you see, on other facets of life too, that we should focus on what we know, what we have. And you will keep learning in different roles, you see. All the experienced engineers keep learning. If you talk of me, I also keep learning, you see, because it is a continuous process. New things keep coming and you rediscovering, and even the old things are being understood with maturity, with more experience in a more appropriate way. So this means a good engineer, young engineer, a good young engineer must have motivation, passion, and zeal to learn. As young minds, you would be having different ideas in your mind that I want to become, you see, this and that, like I want to become a very good engineer, I mean, with very good deep technical concepts and very good engineering, which is called, you see, in layman's language, theta beta engineer, you see, the one who is very good in theory and in the application of the theoretical skills in running computer model. Someone may like to be an enterprising engineer, to accept challenges and maybe after some experience become an entrepreneur, opening his own, you see, or design office or his own construction office, and to hire other engineers, you see, to work for him. Or some engineers in their young ages, they want, you see, very tip-top, big rooms, good furniture, you see, nice curtains, air-conditioned, big offices, you see. So that is also in the mind of some people. And some young mind want to become a very rich man or a very rich woman very early, so that they have all the amenities of life at a very young age. Some want to have higher degrees, you see, with the desire to learn and to understand engineering and to enjoy engineering, or just to have degrees. You see, there are two kinds of higher degree holders. The postgraduate degrees, I mean, MSc in engineering and PhD in engineering. Some would like to become government officers, big government officers with a lot of authority, you see, having, you see, so much staff under them and the contractors, you see, just afraid of them, you see, things like this, you see, exercising power and shouting, you see, this and that. Some would like to become a leader or a project manager, leading a team of engineers and handling the projects in a very good way. Some want to wear the uniform in Army, Corps of Engineers, you see, FW, NLC, etc. They also work in very difficult environment. Some engineers would like to become researchers and university professors. It's very good, a very noble profession, but it has very high demands, very towering demands, which must be met, you see, for the sake of good research and for the sake of good return to the homeland. Some like, because they have good communication and marketing skill, they want to sell their ideas, you see, They normally have obtained MBA degrees with them, or even without those, you see, in the marketing profession. This is also a very important profession in engineering. Others want to see around the world. You see, they want such a profession in which they are able to see. Now, you can see there could be a few more areas. You can now see and judge for yourself that what kind of engineering dream or wish you have in your mind. Quite often, young engineers would ask me at different forums that, sir, what is the criterion for success? To be a successful engineer, then I have to tell them it is a very relative term. The answer is very relative. You see, there's not a simple generic answer to this question that what is success. As I've told you, there are so many wishes of so many different kinds of engineers from different backgrounds, from different families, you see. So as I've told you, some would like to become very good engineers, some would like authority, some would like to become rich by good means, by hard effort, or by otherwise. So everyone, you see, the one who is satisfied and contented by gaining his objective, by adopting positive means, is a successful engineer. But if he is gaining his objective by adopting negative means and negative tactics, then I wouldn't think that he is a successful engineer. He or she both. So there's little discussion on the wishful list. So you have to aim high, whatever your wishes are, and with horizons, keep your horizons broad. See, learn more. You see, so knowledge is good always. You see, it keeps you successful in the long run. But many of you may have some of these fears. You see, some may have a very little of these, and some may have many more of these. You see, like some young minds are very much concerned about the job security and joblessness. If they are without job, they say we are finding, you see, very difficulty in entering in some organization. They have to lower their standard. If some of you who are listening to me and they are jobless or are fearing or are in this state of mind, you have to lower your standards, and as the entry level position or in the beginning when you're a very young person, do any kind of job, care less for the salary. So job insecurity, okay. If job is insecure, doesn't matter. You can join another organization and have another job. Don't care much about the salary in the beginning. You will, with experience, earn a lot, you see, when you will sharpen your skills and when you gain a lot of experience. If you have this thing in mind that this job is boring, don't be that choosy. My straightaway message to you would be, please don't say that too often. You have an option of leaving the job if you find it too boring and too much against your temperament, if that be the case. But in general, I would say you have to be well-rounded engineer, you see. You ought to have good design skills, good skills of dealing with the client, with the contractor, some project management skills, some contract management skills, some construction supervision skills, you see, some skills of preparing PC2, PC1 performance. I'm just giving you example. Some skills of quantity estimation, computer modeling. So boring, you see, is something you see which should not be there. A good, well-rounded engineer is, you see, always very successful. Sometimes you may think that I'm given unduly difficult assignments. Everybody gets those. So there are ways out. Consult your seniors outside your organization. Try to work hard, study more, try to understand. So there are the ways and means to overcome the difficulties. If you have difficulty in communication, yes, that is a problem which must be tackled. So you must adopt the means to improve your communication. Sit with those people, talk with those people, communicate with those people, and learn skills from them whose skills are better. You see, for engineers, in a number of situations, the communicating mode is the English language. So this way or that way, by hook or crook, we have to be good in English, you see, because we study in English. We have to reply in English. We understand things in English. So that is our problem. Our softwares are in English. So you can always improve them. Hard work, effort and hard work is required. If your boss is tough and fierce and you remain afraid of him, fearful of him, then you can try to think of changing your boss or try to be, you see, having such a relationship with him so that you see you can tackle him, you can tackle his menace. Transfers, well, engineers get transferred, excessive transfers or less transfers, but it is all learning experience. I think not that frightening for civil engineers. It should not be. Yes, politics at workplace is bad. It should be avoided. Try to remain apolitical. Employers don't like political people, you see, who all the time keeps their eyes on the other people's work, what other people are getting, how they are getting, who has brought, you see, some reference and nepotism and, you see, having bad backbiting kind of attitude. I think making groups, this should be avoided. It is counterproductive and you earn a bad reputation in the profession. There is a risk of failure in the competitive world. This is one of your fears. Work hard. Everything we are working in life with is having risk. Our life itself is having high risk. So risks are there. We travel in the aeroplane, we travel in the car, risks are there. There are always risks. See. So just forget about that. Job insecurity I've already, and excessive touring. Oh, I think touring is not that bad. Excessive touring you see in the beginning, maybe you have, but you will not have this kind of situation throughout your life. So when you have difficulties, these are there to make your muscles strong. They make you strong too. You see, you feel that I will be destroyed because of the difficulties. But in fact, after having passed through the mill, you see, you become stronger. This is the law of nature. So you become more powerful. And you see what Dr. Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, said regarding this. This is for young people in particular. Difficulties in your life do not come to destroy you, but to help you realize your hidden potential and power. Because when you overcome them with your own resilience, then you come to know that I could achieve it. Why I was so afraid? So let difficulties know that you too are difficult and you can always conquer the difficulties. So continuation of that main fears and now some weaknesses. Again, I've entered here poor communication skills. Yeah, not all, but many would be having this problem. Yeah, and many will be having poor engineering concepts too. A good engineer should have good engineering concepts, at least in the work that he's doing. Low level of confidence. How to improve it? This is a psychological parameter. And I think the best tip as an engineer I can give to you is that your past successes should work as a beacon light for you. Whenever you feel low confidence, you should think in your mind that in a similar or slightly difficult situation in the past, I tackled it. Okay. And I was successful. So, inshallah, with the help of Allah, I will be successful again. So this gives you confidence. But confidence in the in the occasions of meetings and in the occasions of encounters with others is obtained only when you are well prepared. If it's a technical subject or it is an administrative talk or whatever, go very well focused and well prepared. That will automatically boost your confidence. Low IQ, well, if we talk of low IQ, as I've already told you, engineers are normally not of low IQ, you see. IQs are matching, some are having very, sometimes a little higher IQs, others slightly lower, and the big, big percentage is having similar, more or less similar. It's a matter of focusing or giving importance in your life or at a certain stage of life to certain things, you see, whether you give importance to understanding engineering or studies when you were a student or you were concentrating on something else, you see. So, yeah, other thing is the emotionally, to be poor in an emotional situation, you see, how to react, you see, when something worse is said to you. So that or how you have to respond, you see, in such a way that the other person you're talking to doesn't get annoyed, because when the other person get annoyed with the tone of your uh, and the words of your voice, you see, then the actual purpose of the communication is lost. You see, this emotional, you have to learn this with, you see, with effort and with skill, and some trainings are available. So similarly, if you don't want to be socially active, I don't mean that you should meet and loiter around all the time, you see, the whole day and the whole night, but in a reasonable way, in the engineering circles at least, and to some other people also, you see, who can be useful for you, because in this world, if we are useful for us, the others will be useful for us. If we work for somebody, if we help somebody, somebody will help us. So being social has a lot many advantages in your work as an engineer. If you feel that I should not mix up with people, I should just keep working in isolation because I have a very high IQ, my CGPA or percentage at university was very high, I think you are ultimately, after a few years, you are going to meet failure or difficulties. So similarly, handling the adverse situations, you see, experiences tell that some trainings are available to handle the adverse situations, you see, when people encounter those, how to uh, get, get over them. You can get such trainings at Pakistan Institute of Management too. You see some books available. So we should be aware of our weaknesses. We should be cognizant of our weaknesses, because when we know that this is my fear factor, this is my weakness, only then I'll be able to overcome those. If I think that I'm okay from every angle, then I'll not be able to improve on something that I'm lacking. So there could have been poor grooming. Now I'm sorry to say, maybe sometimes poor grooming at home or in the environment in which one develops. So you see, one has to check that, because it's a matter of an era in which decency should prevail, in which we have so much interaction and so much communication with others. So we should remain decent, and we should have a kind of situation in which we win the arguments, you see, while staying decent, using decent words, a decent body gestures, and this and that. So low ethics, yeah, that should be checked, you see. If there are some, you see, telling a lie and, avoiding work, shirking work, and, corruption, you see, So these are very bad. They are against the requirement of engineering norms, tenets of engineering by any standard of the world. So I think this should be completely ruled out, and you should overcome this thing if you have this issue. Don't get demotivated quickly by hear and say. If somebody tells you something, so don't get demotivated. Make your own analysis, use your own head. And you see, if we get demotivated, we are not able to progress. And attraction for money, being an engineer, when you get an engineering degree, a bachelor's degree at least, you are going to have a reasonable level of financial security in future, inshallah. So don't be too much worried, and don't be too much attracted about money all the time, you see, because then it will start affecting your career. Okay. So now look at this slide. Interesting. Just a small tip. Tailor your application and CV carefully in place of copying. You see, I think you understand what I am trying to say. That don't use ditto copies and other words, because that would indicate others' mind and heart. Be truthful and be honest, you see. Of just describing, but briefly. Don't prepare, you see, exaggerated CVs and applications with the exuberant words, you see, that doesn't matter. That doesn't leave a good impression, you see, because the functional language, the functional English language in the profession of engineering is just using simple words, small sentences, easy sentences, easy words, so that the other person for which these are written understands them easily without normally having the need to consult thesaurus or dictionary. When you have been studying in the university, if some students are also here, then a message for them that you have to make the maximum utilization of your time at the university in gaining the skills, in getting hands-on training to the skills, and getting good concepts. See, you have all the facilities in the form of your labs, your teachers, and the environment there. I've also seen this thing in young people. That's sometimes some of them think that it is the references which will fetch them good job. Those they think that very firmly, all who get good job, a good position, they are not on merit. Rather, they are recruited on the basis of references all the time. I think this is not the correct perception all the time. You see, so let's try to be fair. Think fair in thinking. You see, although in a corrupt system, you see, this thing also, you see, gets its roots to some extent. But you keep working with honesty, with hard work, and you will get a good place someday. Sometimes young people ask me that please tell us that which field in civil engineering has more scope. So I tell them that scope is the word normally for the mediocres in a particular field. For the people who are diligent, hard worker, working intelligently, meticulously, they know how to carve their way. They will always make their mark. They will always rise to a certain level. The word scope was not invented for the diligent people. So with diligence, with hard work, you can make your position. So you will be out of the mediocrities. Okay. So try to make your own network. You see, today is the age of medias, you see. So different networks are available, different organizations advertise them, and different individuals who are in the search of job, and they develop links and connections. I on LinkedIn, for instance, I keep accepting the requests of the younger people, and anybody who sends a request on the LinkedIn, I accept them to include them in my network. Yes, it's good to help others. You see, they ask me questions, and I am very comfortable to guide them as whatever I know. So it's also good for you guys that you must have some information and knowledge, some knowledge you got at the university through your internship too. And in addition, you should use your own way to find out that what are the skills in different industries. If it is a contractorship, what do they do? Well, what are their procedures? If they are consultant, what do they do? If they are government office, if they are army engineer, you see, so that gives you a first-hand feeling to evaluate yourself. Although you should always get a peer advice, an advice of one or more mentors also before joining a particular field or joining a particular organization, because the rich experience of others. You see, whenever people come to me for advice that I have these 3 or 4 or 5 options, which field should I select? I tell them the pros and cons. I just tell them in a threadbare manner the pros and cons of all the fields, and I tell them that now it is your choice. You got to be responsible for your decision, not I. I've told you the pros and cons. Okay, I've told you that this is how it is appearing today, and this is how it will appear in future. Your responsibilities now and your probable responsibilities and probable environment in future. Now you select. So even when my son wanted me to give him a proper advice, you see, he's an engineer in the field of water resources. So I told him after his bachelor program that these are the pros and cons of different fields. Now you select for yourself. You will make your own choice. I will just tell you the plus and minus. So be ready as a young mind to take decisions for yourself, because you will be responsible for the positive outcome or even responsible for the negative outcome if it happens to be there. Now, please be attentive. I want to tell you 8 points, and there are some particular heavy points which the employer would like you to have. See, number 1, it is not the answer that matters, but your approach toward getting the answer. I think you got the message that not the answer but the approach, the way you think, your analytical ability. In very numeric terms, if there is a numerical problem, to get to the right answer in mathematical term is not that important, but to adopt the right concept and the right approach is more important. So similarly, it applies in other situations too. In your work, wherever you are working as a young engineer, in your stage, you have to focus more on quality, but not exceeding the limits of time and timetable and the schedules. Please mind this thing. Spend your own time also, you see, sometimes. I have been spending as a veteran engineer throughout my life, my personal time at home, even weekends, and that is how you develop. And the veteran engineers who are listening here, I think they would tend to agree with me that you have to focus on quality and not on quantity all the time, but staying with the limits of the time schedules. I said in the beginning that in the starting position, you may go and look for any assignment. Yes, in the very beginning, that is the principle. But for your long run career, all jobs are not right for you. You will be, after a little experience, able to find out that particular direction which is more suited to your temperament. Because if you work with passion according to your liking, you are likely to develop more. As an engineer, whether you are working in a design office or if there is a presentation or site visit, or whether you are a site engineer or elsewhere, whatever you're doing, please try to understand that you have to dress according to the situation. This matters a lot. The dress becomes part of your personality. If you have to appear for an interview, for a presentation to a senior bureaucrat, a senior politician, you see, your power dress, you see, sometimes this, in the international language, this coat, pant, these suits and tie, sometimes they are called the power dress, you see, the interview dress. So you see, or a neat dress, you see, that is the requirement. But you cannot wear the casual dress in important presentations and meetings, you see. You can, in normal course of life, at sites can wear some casual dress, but also within the limit so that you look tidy and you see kind of ready for work. So dress has to suit the situation, you see, that is very much important. Now the next is, just a minute, is just a minute, I have some issue here, why it is not working. all of a sudden the screen share is not working. Let me check it. I will try to resolve this within seconds, I hope. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to go back, but I'm coming back. Yeah. Yeah, am I audible and is the screen clear now, please?
Yes, you're audible. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Sorry for the little hiccup. Mistakes would allow you, as I told you earlier, mistakes allow you to build experience. You see, it is very strange, very strange that at junior level, we engineers, we do commit more mistakes. Those engineers who learn from their mistakes so that they learn lessons and don't allow those mistakes to happen, they are said to have gained good experience. And with age and with more work, as they gain more experience, they are less likely to commit more mistakes, and particularly those types of mistakes which they already committed. So they are called experienced engineers. If you call me that Mr. Sohail Kibria is an experienced engineer, means he will commit less mistakes and he's less likely to commit those mistakes which he committed earlier at the junior as the young level. So this is as simple as that. All the engineers in the world are like that. I think so. You should develop confidence from this. So you have to be ready before time in advance to handle the situation. That is called the initial preparedness, the state of initial preparedness. Not to just start thinking when the hammer strikes on your head. Before that, it always helps regarding the nature of your work, nature of your project. It's, you see, different aspects. Keep thinking on your mind, make your records. Yes, this is one thing I read somewhere, that sometimes some of the people, they would like to, I think this is exaggerated, but it was written like that they will like to accept death in place of speaking on the rostrum in in front of public. So that is, I think, a bit more exaggerated, but this is to a lot majority of people a big public fear of speaking, to overcome it by indulging yourself into this activity. You see, this is a very good tip to you, that and a very good principle too, that whenever or whatever thing we are afraid of, we should indulge more in that, so the fear will reduce. When we do it, we will see that we have done it successfully. So once we are clear that we have done it successfully, the fear factor will reduce. And after having done it a number of times, the fear factor goes off. But this is very important to speak up properly, to say your viewpoint in the meetings, in the discussions, to tell your viewpoint to your boss, to your client, to the contractor, and to have a win-win situation accordingly. And in your work, you have to learn about the business side of the projects too. You see that how to have more work, and the work that you are doing is how to strike, you see, a balance, kind of a good trade-off, which is the relationship between cost, time, and the precision level. All right. So out of what I've been talking to you, I can give you these good golden words, I can say. And what I've learned is that what employers want, go above and beyond your job description. So this will show your zeal and your interest, and you will learn a lot too in the same process. You will be in the good books of your colleagues, you will be in the good books of your employer, of your bosses. Work collaboratively in a team, work as a good team member, and give your juniors, you see, a soft corner by guiding them and get guidance from your seniors. So this is a kind of network, you see, in which we operate, different links in a chain. So you, being an engineer, as a part of any company, any department, any organization, you are a part of a chain in which you have your role, and your role or your interaction or others' interaction, you see, they all have interplay. So if you have many tasks, quite often it happens as an engineer, you have many assignments in hand. So do them one by one. Then to get confused that, oh, I have 20 works, how I'll do this. So you do a little part of this, you see. Fix your targets, their timetable, their delivery schedule, and do the work in such a way that you are focused while on that work while you are doing it. And mentorship is essential in engineering, you see, to get the lessons from the experiences of a more experienced senior person. Could be in your organization or could be outside your organization too. There are good mentors available, you see, who are there, good people, good engineers to help you out. We cannot do so many things without assistance by others. So likewise, we should be able to, and we should be ready to assist others too in the same spirit. So please don't talk about the paycheck all the time. Your motivation level should be higher. Paycheck is not everything. You will earn some reasonable money, some minimum reasonable money will be there, whatever your luck will have. So I was talking about resume, the CV, a simple. For junior people, please don't spread it into a book form like 10 or 20 pages. That is, you see, just exaggeration of words and sentences. Just small lines, they are enough. Rest you have to tell in the interview. Learn to sell yourself. How you can tell your salient qualities or the salient characteristics of the works that you have done as a young engineer. And try to get hold of the opportunities that come your way. Okay? Don't just say that I cannot do or I don't want to do. That kind of approach will not develop you much. So I have been focusing again on salary. So I think those who are listening, young minds, I think they should learn this lesson from me. Please lay less emphasis or be less focus on the money, on the salary all the time. So employers want these main strengths, you see. They want you to be energetic. Okay, there are rules how to be energetic. When you don't feel bored, you seem to have more energy. The same person, same young person, with boredom, you feel you lose energy. But there are other things also. I will tell you how to be a good personal manager. A good personal manager who is able to divide his time in different slots and gives good time to different compartments in his daily routine in life, he remains energetic. High integrity, of course. This is what employers want. Keep this thing in mind. Being truthful and being honest is the, you see, rule number one, very important principle. Even if you don't know certain assignments or certain things in engineering, if you are honest, you are the winner. interpersonal skills, of course. No second opinion today. Sometimes some people say that this becomes heavier than your actual engineering skills even. Perseverance, you see, flexible approach, don't be rigid, and remain ambitious. If you are not ambitious, then you are demotivated. You should be ambitious to get more, learn more, to accept new types of things, and gain your confidence, raise your confidence level. You have to do it. Hard work is the real key. As I told you, that all engineers are intelligent to a reasonable degree, and only who are more intelligent are only a few. It is only those people who are more diligent and have repeatedly used their mind for that particular kind of work. They appear apparently more intelligent to us. This is my conviction, and this is what I have read, and this is what I have analyzed in my mind. And apolitical, please don't be political, apolitical. We engineers did not take interest in the political matters in the office, in doing the works. Now comes that how I've been talking again and again of being a good person manager. So what you as a young man should do, you should know how to manage your time by dividing it into different segments, different time, or different works, you see. Some time for the work and manage the work they are doing. Disciplined in a disciplined way, you see. Everything should not be scattered, you see. You have to manage your work, you see. Discipline in everything is good. You have to manage your health. Discipline in your health is required, you see. How you will discipline your health, you see. You have to look after your health. You have to have some good workout habit. And if you don't do so, then this may have a bad effect very soon on your health. And when your health suffers, your work suffers, your family suffers, emotionally you are disturbed, and you are demotivated too. Your sleep suffers, your digestive system doesn't work properly. Food management is important. That you have to learn this thing. You see, the principles of good food management are well known today. That whether you should take breakfast of good nature or you should come without breakfast. Some engineers come to office, I know, without taking breakfast or just having sipped a cup of tea. So that is not a good way. You have to start the day with good energy. So your body needs energy. You should have fruits and nuts and other things. And similarly, don't eat heavy foods during work. Your work will suffer. You will start feeling sluggish and slow. So similarly, people don't know that normally when they feel tired and they feel bored, their body is dehydrated or partly dehydrated. They need water in the intervals in between the food. So water hydrates the body, and the mood, you see, mood swings are there. You see, mood then automatically gets better. So this is food management. So I mean, just theta and beta and mathematical equations and understanding mechanics and this and that is not the whole engineering. The good engineer has to be a successful engineer and a successful human being. Social management, social linkages, time for that. You have to keep some time for that. For your family, your siblings, your parents, if they are alive, and your wife, your kids, and your close in family. They need your advice, they need your guidance, they need time out of your energy. Give them time. They're your responsibility. Spiritual management. If you have some feeling or sense of that we are not here, you see, like those kites, you see, who are just floating in the air. We have some system, we are governed by some system. So there's some super creator at the back. So we should put our difficult times and our difficulties, you see, on that superpower. We have to bow our heads in front of the super creator, our great Allah. And whenever you give time to your spirituality, to prayers, you see, in any form, you gain good confidence. You are contented that you have discussed your problem with your creator and he will take care of. You are, as a human being, you are a weak, fragile creature. You cannot solve and you cannot resolve each and everything. He will find the way, he will give you guidance, he will show you the path. So that is a spiritual management. And those who are successful have been getting guidance, you see, and killing the stress by this means. Because a good engineer, whether young or old, should have minimum stress of the daily life as low as possible. And in situations which can trigger emotional reactions, they have to be avoided by using emotional management. Don't be too much annoyed, you see, by others. Don't be, you see, too much reactive or impulsive. Sudden reaction is called impulsive reaction. Don't do that. Don't reply immediately to something which is serious. Just delay it. And then you will see after a few hours, after 1 day or 2 days, that your whole reaction and your anguish in your mind would have reduced, would have subsided. So emotions have to be controlled to be a successful young engineer. If your boss says something which is harsh, or some other colleagues or client, listen that patiently, absorb it. And then because during those discussions, you see, it could be counterproductive to give an impulsive reaction that will spoil the whole show. You may lose your project or even your business. So, entrepreneur or engineer. The topic of this lecture is strictly that what do the employers want? But you see, when you are running on your own, when you are doing your own work, you see your own business and as an engineer, then those skills which I've been talking about to be an employee, they also, you see, broadly, they also need to be there in an enterprising engineer, in an entrepreneur. And in addition, you see, you should have such a mind that you should be more ready to accept big challenges, including some risks, and some measures have to be taken by you to tackle that or to counter those risks, to mitigate those risks. There could be financial crisis, manpower, human resource crisis, machinery crisis, some other loss, you see, when you are dependent on your own. So developing contacts is a very important key for an enterprising engineer. That because that opens up ways to get more work and more business. And just don't give up. Be a thick-skinned. Like you see, a person who is not affected, you see, by small things. Start your work early. Early hours are very good. And early age is also very good. You have to learn additional skills. It will boost your enterprise. And to keep oneself abreast of the latest developments in the field of civil engineering is through attending the seminars and conferences and workshops and through going through the proceedings of these, you see, reading their papers and, getting hands-on access to the knowledge and the new development about the engineering techniques and construction and materials and this and that. And in enterprising engineer, plan starting your own enterprise. I think this is possible not immediately, but after some time. So one important thing I would like to point out here is that engineers, the young engineers, in particular, their status that how much knowledge they have, how much confidence they have, depends a lot on the way they were raised in the university, on the way they were groomed in the engineering teaching, how their teachers conducted in the classroom, in the labs, whether they were shown around the industry, some tours were there, whether their concepts were cleared or not, whether they were motivated or whether they were demotivated, or whether some passivity was shown by the teachers. So this depends a lot. Quite often it has been seen that certain engineers find a lot of interest in certain subject in which they claim that they were earlier not interested, but it was the role of the teacher who conducted and delivered that subject that he created passion and liking for that subject. And today's engineering, you see, is like a knowledge economy. You see, it is a backbone of a country, like an economic parameter. So if the education standards are improved in the universities, this is, although not a forum to tell that, but I'm just clearing your mind. So it also will help a lot, you see, in improving the state of affairs of engineers, of young engineers in particular. So the engineering education, you see, has to be such that sustainable national economy results. So they should prepare the engineers well to cope up with the challenges which they face now and which they are likely to face in the future. So a science educator and a mechanical engineer, Bill Nye, he says, there's nothing I believe in is more strongly than getting young people interested in science and engineering. Than getting young people interested in science and engineering, because they are the analytical skills for a better tomorrow for all humankind, for all mankind. This is what he has said. And to you engineers, I'm passing this message. So I also would like to share with you the T-shaped engineer, which is, you see, in demand also, you see, in the world globally. That who can, combine the breadth of knowledge in knowing the number of areas of engineering and in depth, you see. So they are more knowledgeable, they know more topics, more subjects, and in more detail. So they are called the T-shaped engineers. So it is thought also that they are the complete package. Some agencies think like this. So for you, the message is to be a T-shaped engineer means having knowledge of more areas, more subjects, more techniques, and that in depth too. That will make you a T-shaped engineer, and the organizations for firms that need to find qualified innovation employees to staff, manage, mentor, and retain them. So this is an alternative, you see, an alternative paradigm for talent acquisition and management for firms that need to find qualified and innovation employees to staff, manage, mentor, and retain them. So that is how it is. So look here, by James A. Michener. Scientists dream about doing great things, engineers do them. Anyway, this is just a quote. So industry has some minimum requirements, industry of different types. They want skills to match ongoing and upgoing projects. Okay. So of course, some experienced engineers, you see, they will have better skill. Effective teamwork, I already emphasized this. If there is a disruption in the teamwork, the whole project, the whole assembly line, everything suffers. The schedule suffers, the quality of work suffers. So effective teamwork comes from developing good human interactive relationship. And this has to do a lot with the ethics and with a lot with the interpersonal skills. So that is why they are very important at work. And for engineers, for young engineers, this is so much important. Because some engineers, you see, sometimes they have been complaining to me that, sir, he said or she said this thing to me. So you see, I will not work with her or him. And this is what I told him, and this is what she or he has done. So I will not talk to him or her again. Or he or she raised her tone, you see, and others were listening. So I'm too much annoyed. Now I'm going home. I will not work. You see, emotional reactions develop, you see, because of these things. So I would say things have to be managed by both sides. The person who uttered those remarks and the person who reacted excessively on those remarks. Young people have to understand these things. It's not high CGPA, high IQ all the time. It is the emotional, social, and adversity quotients also which must be considered, and these are considered today. They have a lot to do with the human psychology also. Okay, you have to use your mind intelligently, so that you should know that you are a part of an organization working on a project. Your conduct should be such in any case that the work doesn't suffer, that the work keeps going. If your conduct causes the work to stop in the office or the work to stop at site, then you are a failure. So such policies have to be adopted. These require resilience and tolerance at times and a big heart, you see, and training other people, and you see, just coaching them and handling the things in such a way that the human reactions are not triggered. That is very important, that the human reactions are not triggered. Familiarity with the latest technological and software tools. This is the upcoming field. Innovativeness in ideas. There are certain routine ideas. You young mind, now with your analytical mind, should think of something out of box, something entirely new. You can always do that. Always think. There's no harm in thinking. There is no harm in throwing the idea. Let it be rejected or let it not be adopted because of certain other reasons. But don't be afraid of not putting an innovative idea, because that is engineering. Business promotional acumen, because the engineering industry runs on the basis of work and business. If you are very good engineer but lack those, so you will not get work. So you will not get even your salary then. You will not be able to pay if you are running an enterprise, not be able to pay to your staff. Now, you can think for yourself which kind of engineer or which kind of professional is suited better for the industry, for the employers. Newton and Einstein type, who have been the thinkers, developing theories, or doing some this kind of work, or some person like Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, who developed huge financial assets, billions and billions of dollars, and having huge enterprises, and who were staffed by hundreds of engineers of higher degrees, of postgraduate degrees, even doctorate, MScs. So, opening big enterprise and giving opportunity to a lot of employment and earning and making big money a lot. Is that kind of approach good? Or thinking and theory, is that good? Because Bill Gates also, I think, if I'm not wrong, I may remember some of his words that he said about himself, that I was not educated in the world's top universities and didn't get the top education of the world. Yet today, many PhDs and doctorates and highly educated people, they work under me in my enterprise. So what does that mean? That means running an engineering industry requires some kinds of other skills, which are other than, you see, other than engineering, other than plain technical skills. Now, this is a question for yourself. Those who would like to answer may give in the comment box. If you want to listen my answer, okay, let me tell you what I think is that a progressive organization, a big organization, and an engineering organization requires both kind of minds. We cannot undermine the importance of the Newton and Einstein kind of personalities, because at times we require to go into too much detail in our engineering work to understand the concept and the real situation, and we require good business managers and marketing managers and good project managers too. So it has to be a blend. Every good project manager is not a very detailed engineer, cannot be, and a very good detailed engineer cannot be a good project manager. This is a message to the organizations too, and you should be really happy and satisfied that you're a human resource in yourself. As an engineer, you're a human resource. You may have this kind of strength, or you may have this kind of strength. And well, if you have a well-rounded, all-rounded strength, it's okay. You're then very successful. So Elon Musk said that engineering is the closest thing to magic that exists in the world. This is good because it creates the things you see with which we are just astonished, and nowadays especially the new inventions that are coming forward in other fields, not in civil engineering but in electronics and in robotics, in artificial intelligence, they look like magic. So engineering, its crux, innovative ideas have been turned into reality. The birds flying, this concept has been captured, and the aeroplanes and flying objects, flying machines, you see, they have been there. And the human skeleton is structure itself. It has its own mechanics. So you see in the nature, the tree also, its structure again, it has foundation and it has a structure, like you see, like a frame, or you see like that. And likewise, you see the buildings, you see they're also structured. So the basic concept is similar. So nature's energy, you see, here you see water energy, wind energy, solar energy, you see converted into electrical energy. And the famous Newton's apple, you see, falling on his head, you see discovery resulting into discovery of Newton's laws and motion, you see, by him. Then ultimately, you see, if we see the principle applied to the rocket motions and jets and everything, you see the famous Newton's third law of motion is also there, first law, second law, etc. So it is very interesting, you see, how engineers have been, you see, copying the nature and captivating the reality with their own mind and with their own intuitive and innovative ability. Today, there has been a lot of talk about the sustainable economy of the countries. So that at the back has a lot of reliance on the engineering workforce and on the young engineers who are equipped with the new skills, the new softwares. You see, when I talk of software, I strongly believe it's not only the blind application of software, understanding it properly, and development of relevant softwares too. That is also the job of engineers, you see. Professional skills for sustainable economy, now I'm talking, which are socially, economically, and environmentally, you see, acceptable. Active learning, you know what is active learning and what is passive learning? Active learning, that when I say I'm delivering a lecture to you, you're listening it attentively so that you retain a lot of it, and you then put a lot many questions to me. So that will be the outcome of the active learning. That could be inactive learning or passive learning too, or just ignoring. An entrepreneurial approach, the doing it yourself, the challenges, training during the job. This is, you see, what you are getting. This is the lecture is also a sequel to that, to earn the continuous professional development points through Pakistan Engineering Council. So whether the training is, you see, by the organization or by any other forum, that is the training you see you are getting while you are working. And lifelong learning has to be there. I've already emphasized, and innovation. Innovation is one important thing. If we talk of on-job training, then these aspects in particular, practical training such as on-site visits and CPD activities, collaboration between educational institutions and industry. So that builds the engineers, young engineers' minds and trains them. So employers sometimes want, when it is not an entry-level position, that the young engineer should have such skills. And life learning, you see, that is something which you should keep in mind. Continual work experience, keep on working. Working of an engineer should not be in terms of just number of years of service with some organization, but of actively worked on projects and gain good experience of all types, of different types. Keeping abreast of the new things coming up, and dissemination of skills. What you know, please tell others also who are less experienced or who didn't get this opportunity. Help your nation develop, your organization develop too. And sharing experiences in seminars, technology exchange programs. So that is, you see, requirement for the sustainable economy and innovation. So the building and leading a culture of innovation, you see, what is written here, a one-day immersive course to kickstart transformation in our organization, like that. So incorporating greater levels of creativity and idea generation. So as we know mathematically, yes, of course, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. There's nothing new in it. But if I say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 3.9 or 2 plus 2 is equal to 4.1, what are your ideas? Is this also correct? In engineering business, in our engineering, you see, where we use factors of safety also, where we have a lot many assumptions in our theories and the designs that we result, you see. So practically we have found, and this is accepted, that 3.9 is also 4 and 4.1 is also 4. So we quite often see that application of razor blade edge precision in engineering leads to false accuracy. And it is the task of the novices only. The veterans don't do that. We know that we have approximations and we have in our understanding, the crude understanding of the principles of nature, the reality. Our mathematical equations and models are not the real depiction, ditto of the reality. So in engineering, this is acceptable. So you have to keep your mind like that. Not that when you're making some calculation or some design or something like that, you come up with an accuracy of 45.2968935. So that kind of accuracy is not neither required, nor it works, nor it is practical. So Randy Pausch, good lesson. Engineering is not about perfect solutions. It is about doing the best you can with limited resources. This is another angle. This is another angle that you have to see as an organization or as a country, like we are in Pakistan. So we have to see that, say, certain type of work has to be carried out. And what are the resources available? What kind of machinery is available? What kind of local practices are there in our climatic environment and our geologic environment, our seismic environment? So we have to find a solution which is more suitable for Pakistan than for the lands of USA or Canada or Portugal or France. I'm just giving you an example, you see. So that is why As a young engineer, you should know that the codes should not be applied as a good practice ditto, because there are local factors, local environmental factors, local construction related factors which require a change in the design, which must be considered. They cannot and should not be. That's why it underlines the requirement of having our own codes. Anyway, this is going in the other direction. So Michio Kaku from Japan, what we usually consider as impossible are simply engineering problems. So there is no law of physics preventing them. Okay. Required profile, I think something repetitive too, but it's good to hammer these things again. Conversant with the use of latest technologies, softwares, creative team worker. I've been emphasizing for young and old, all engineers to be good team worker. Effective communicator, innovative, courageous, diligent and determined, and possess personal integrity. So Steve Jobs, who was the co-founder and CEO of Apple company, said design is not how it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. So it is a clear indication of what he's saying is that it is a performance, the outcome which matters. So in engineering, in the field of engineering, in the field of civil engineering, now the concept of performance-based design is very much there, and it is in practice too, vis-a-vis the old design methods in which the performance used not to be built in the design. You see, this is our having obtained a lot of experience. Now I would, in a summed up manner, I would like to show you that employees mind in detail these 3-4 things in particular, just highlighting them in a different way. The technical skills, the soft skills, and the personal qualities and some other things. When we talk of technical things in a very succulent manner, in a brief manner, strong mathematics and sciences, okay, that is expected. Proficiency in software of different types. If you don't know many, then you have to learn many, and don't be afraid of those. Understanding of industry specific trends. What are the trends of the industry? What are they doing? What direction they are taking? And the skills which are analytical and problem solving. These are the main technical. Now, in the soft skills, employer's mind is towards communication and teamwork. That you're able to communicate and you're able to work in a team as a member. Some people will be above you, some will be at your level, and some people below you. So you have to work without disrupting the atmosphere of the team. Management of time. It's not that you are going for too much precision and your time and cost, they overrun. That should not happen. You have to attain such a quality that is as per the terms of reference and according to the stage of the project. The precision has to be according to the stage of the project, whether it is a feasibility stage, it is, you see, detailed design stage, or it is concept stage, whatever. So you have to see that how you have to manage time according to the stage of the work. The quality, you see, taking it to the sky will not help. You have to be flexible, always. Good engineers is flexible. Listen to others. Maybe their opinions are not accepted in the end, but listen to them. Maybe they're a good idea. Leadership and initiative. Try to lead, take initiative, and continuous professional development. You should have an element for that, acceptance for that. So these are the soft skills in you. And the personal quality, passion for engineering and innovation, out-of-box thinking, strong ethics, attention to details when you are being explained or when some situation, design or construction of projects requires detail, going into detail, understanding the detail. You have to attend to those. You should not just to skip over them or skim over them. Otherwise, you will not know, and maybe others also know little. So that may result into some damage or some loss. Collaboration and custom-focused mindset, that you are working for a client or for a boss. If you are in a government department, then you see there are senior people above you. And if you are a consultant or a contractor, you see there is an owner of the project, you see, who's looking at you. So like that. If you're a teacher, so there is a system in the educational institution in which the senior professors with research ideas and you see more capability with experience, they are there. So it goes like this. Some other skills, they also want to see, the employers want to see that whether you have some internship experience, good internship experience from young people. Have you taken part in some competitions, some seminars, some conferences? Just attended or some papers also presented? Leadership role during education? Of course, with positivity. Some strong recommendations by some celebrities, but some credible people, they are also very helpful sometimes. Familiarity with the environmental aspect, because these are the new terms. Whether the young engineer knows what are the environmental aspects in today's world, the climate change, and what are the implications of the climate change on civil engineering works, how the project is going to be affected, whether it's a dam, whether it's a building, it's a road, it's a hydroelectric project, and ability to learn quickly. That is possible when your mind is alert and you're focused towards learning and towards becoming a good engineer. So also keep in mind that I told you the general principles cumulatively, but some departments have some more focus or more emphasis on certain particular skills. Like some departments require very high technical capabilities and very high IQ. They are generally the design offices of engineers, although other skills also matter. Some departments focus too much on the high level of confidence, where you have to control the things, you see. What department that could be? Could be some, you see, while you're working, but you have to exercise authority also. Like you can say, like some common departments also, you have to deal with the contractors with authority and with confidence. Army officers, you see. Some need excellent communication and social skills, in which you have to meet people like marketing engineers in the business promotion, in the business development, etc. Others require a combination, and other, you see, department will require a combination of some or all of these. And some departments would require all-rounders who are good in G.
How long you will take to complete it? We
I
are
think
now.
2-3 more minutes. Can I
Okay,
finish in
thank you.
2-3 minutes? Okay,
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
Okay. So I would also like to throw some light on the methods of recruitment. Those who are having entry-level status or very young. So there are different types of recruitments. I cannot explain them, but I can just read them out, or you can read them yourself. Like some recruitments are done right in the university. I've been doing so myself too. That you go to the university, to the class, and you see, you explain to them your organization, and you have an interactive session with the final year students, and you see who are more enterprising, and then you mark them and you see, you note them down, and whenever they graduate, get offered jobs. This happens. Then online job portals are there. Then there are some referrals are there that are referred by some people. They bring good reference. Then the skills are assessed, you see, by the prospective employer. They come for the job and they are subjected to some, skill assessment. They are made to ask to sit for a couple of hours and do some work, and then you see their skills are estimated. Proper interviews or some as part of assessment, if it is fair through internship, if it is fair, I'm saying again, it's not just filling of the forms. And through personal networking by your effort, you see in your, you can have networking through WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, other media, to develop your own relationship. Or there are advertisements you see in the social media platform by the prospective employers too. And some recruitment agencies are also there. And have a look at these modern trends. Then I will just finish. I will just read out. I think you should know this thing. BIM and Revit environment. This work environment, according to your job for which you want to work. Green buildings and green design and sustainable design concepts. These are the new trends in civil engineering which young people are supposed to know. Software skills of different types, the GIS systems, the artificial intelligence and machine learning, AI and ML, they are very much in, and we have to go hand in hand with them. Cloud collaborative tools in today's world, you see there are memories and storage areas in cloud, and you place your data in the cloud and you get it back. 3D printing, and this is a future field, and you will see that how this is going to do a disaster risk reduction, how to mitigate the disaster risk and the climate change mitigation. So I think I should go ahead because the time is, I'm losing time. So Queen Elizabeth II, at its heart, engineering is about using science to find creative, practical solutions. It is a noble profession. This is what she said. So my end, the last slide here. Let us not become an engineer only, but a true Pakistani first, with a sense of honesty and patriotism. We must be patriots and honest, both a Pakistani, so that we take the nation ahead and we are able to serve it well. I would thank you a lot. You see, I just finished hurriedly, but I think I've been able to pass my message that what are the requirements of employers today. So now I'm open to questions. Mr. Tahir Sultan, if you have some questions, please.
Okay, thank you, Sohail, for this informative session. And I sincerely hope that our audience found the lecture valuable and it has equipped them with new insights and knowledge. Well, frankly speaking, I was not expecting many questions today because your lecture was so self-explanatory and you explained everything in such a simple way. I thought the people would understand them on very easily. So, frankly speaking, I was not expecting many questions, but let me see the chat box if there is anything I have there. I cannot see any questions here. There are some comments which are not concerned with the lecture. So I still give I can allow some time for the audience to ask the questions.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sir, I have 1-2 questions from
You have to
Kibriya
type
sir.
it. Can you type
Right,
it?
sir. Right, sir. Right.
Please type it in the chat box. Usman sir, you have raised. you have raised your hand. I cannot allow you to ask the question through your microphone. It is a rule now which we have set long ago. Everybody has to type the question. So please type your questions and lower your hand. Yeah, I have received the question, and it is, what is the role of your university in guiding the young professionals? This question is from Muhammad Usman.
Mr. Muhammad Usman, I've been talking about the role of university, you see. I told you that the university is a big grooming ground for the young mind. Whether he comes out, graduates, motivated or demotivated, whether he has good concepts of engineering, whether he is a confident personality or less confident, whether he is aware of so many other interpersonal skills, good communicator or confidence, it is all the role of the university. So nowadays there is a kind of competition, and the universities are now trying under the regulations of Pakistan Engineering Council to introduce these new things, you see, or these things into their curriculum too. And they have made industrial advisory boards too. And you see, these things are discussed, and they are discussed with the industry members also, that what are their requirements. I also happen to attend some of the meetings sometimes. So there is now effort. First thing is that it has now been understood that universities have a good role to play, and the industry requirements, the notable industrial requirements must be, you see, transferred to the students through the teachers or through the industry members at the university level. So I hope that with this kind of effort, let us see that the things are likely to improve in the coming years. Yes.
Okay, thank
Any more
you,
questions?
Sohail. It's
Okay.
now I'm left with only 5 minutes, so I'm sorry I won't be able to allow any further questions. Thank you very much, Sohail, for such a
Thank you very much.
enlightening lecture, and it was informative also. And as I said earlier, it was self-explanatory and very easy to understand. Thank you very much,
Thanks
and
a lot.
and thank you very much for sharing your expertise. Thank you to all audience for your participation. And please don't forget to send us your feedback. Your feedback would be very important for us. It will tell us where we have the room to improve. And inshallah, when we get your suggestions, we will act upon it. We will try to act upon it. Your proposals your feedback can come, you can send us your feedback on our email, official email, which is psce@psce.org.pk. And if you go onto our website, the email is given there. You can send your suggestions there. And now the routine announcements. The next lecture is on 12th October 2024. The topic is load and integrity testing of piles, and our guest speaker would be Dr. Muhammad Irfan. Again, I repeat it, the next lecture is on 12th October 2024. Topic is load and integrity testing of piles, and our guest speaker would be Dr. Muhammad Irfan. Certificates of today's webinar can be collected from 19th September 2024 from our office, which is 14A1 Block P, Model Town Extension, Lahore. And those of you who would like to call before coming to pick their certificates, you can call Ahmad Akram, and his cell number is 0347 462 5111. And I repeat the cell number again, 0347 462 5111. Sohail, your certificate and your shield will be delivered to your office or to your residence by the special messenger I think within a week time, you should receive both the shield and your certificate.
Thank you
So,
very much. You are always very kind. PSCE has
yeah,
been very generous and very kind always. Thank you, sir.
it's our pleasure, and we are proud that whenever we ask you, request you to give a lecture, you have never refused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So before concluding the program today, I would like to thank my IT person Hasnan and my coordinating officer Sadia Naveed, who work behind the curtains to make this broadcast smooth and trouble-free. So thank you very much. Allah bless you. I'll see you on 12th October 2024. Thank you.